And it is time to ask for the final time this year, where in the world is Matt Lauer?
Where in the world is Matt Lauer? Where in the world is Matt Lauer?
Meredith, Al, and Ann, good morning and welcome to Day 5 of Where in the World is Matt Lauer. We've made it from Dubai to our new destination. It's a great one. And by this time of the trip, we're usually a little tired and cranky. So the trip here last night was a little bit like the sequel to the movie Snakes on a Plane. But we've made it. We're smiling. We're still all talking to each other. And I gave you a clue before I left Dubai yesterday. It's kind of long. Let me go over it. It was, to the west it is 10 degrees colder. To the east there's a warmth in the air. To the north there's a seat at the table. To the south there's a formal affair. I think this is the easiest clue I've given in the past 5 years on Where in the World. I will be very surprised if you all don't get this right. So, where in the world am I?
Ann, take it.
Yeah.
No, Meredith, you say
Well,
it.
no, Ann and I talked about this yesterday, and Ann thought that last bit about the formal attire meant penguins, right, Ann? So that meant Antarctica. So then we headed north from there, and then we went to Africa. Figured that was good. And then for where it's, what is it, cold on the west and warm on the east, where the Atlantic and the Indian Ocean converge.
And Ann's got the table part.
And yeah, what's the table part?
Actually, Meredith got that as well, that there's a rock, a table rock
or mountain or something.
In South Africa.
Cape Town.
In Cape Town, in fact.
That's our guess.
And there's some water behind you, and you look like you're hot. And I don't mean like you're cute.
You have renewed my faith in humanity and in the three of you. Jeff Riggins, if you will pull back, please. And welcome to Day 5 of Where in the World is Matt Lauer, coming to you from the Cape of Good Hope on the southern tip of Africa.
Sort of.
Yes.
Way to go, guys.
All right.
This is a beautiful spot in South Africa. As you just mentioned, this is where two great oceans collide. To my right over here is the Atlantic Ocean, colder of the two, fed by the cold water and the air coming from Antarctica. To my left over here is the Indian Ocean, the warmer of the two. At certain times of the year, the water in the Atlantic can be 10 to 20 degrees colder than the water in the Indian Ocean. So when their currents collide, as they do out there, the results can be extremely stormy. As a matter of fact, they at one point called this the Cape of Storms. The weather is violent and unpredictable. In the course of history, 26 ships have wrecked, have gone down in the water right off there. We've got this great look at this from a satellite. This is from our friends at Google. It really shows this destination in a bird's eye way. So we're looking down at South Africa and the Cape of Good Hope, which, by the way, I'm told is the second windiest place on Earth. We happen to have an absolute perfect day here. The wind, I don't know, blowing at about 10 to 15 miles an hour. But on some days it can blow 40, 50 miles an hour here constantly all day long. By the way, you notice I'm carrying a stick? That's not a walking stick. For people who've been here know this is to fend off the wild baboons. I'm not making this up. They have more of them here than you can shake a stick at, and they love food. So if you're carrying food and they think you have it, they will run at you faster than our crew runs after the spread put down by the Scottos on our show. And so hopefully we won't see any today, but if we do, hopefully they'll keep their distance. Anyway, we've got a lot ahead on Day 5 from South Africa. When you think of this place, you think of, like this, natural beauty. But you also think of a troubled history, in particular, a history of racial discrimination. Tiki Barber's made the trip here. He's going to take us to one of the townships outside of Cape Town, where I'll also visit. And he'll take us to Robben Island, where Nelson Mandela, as you know, was in prison for so many years. On a much, much lighter note, we're going to do some swimming today with great white sharks. And Jada De Laurentiis made the trip as well. So, as usual, we'll eat a little, and here in South Africa, we'll drink a little. They're known for their fabulous wines. It's all ahead on Day 5 of Where in the World is Matt Lauer, coming to you from the Cape of Good Hope in South Africa. Meredith, Al, and Ann, congratulations. Back to you.
Hey, Matt, let me ask you very quickly. If a baboon really came at you, would you try to fend him off with that stick, or would you drop it and run as fast as you could?
No. You know what I would do? Our producer on location here is Sean Reese. He's about 6'7", 270. I'd get right behind him, or I'd run, because all I have to do is run faster than Sean.
That's the Matt we know and love. Thanks, Matt.
Great last day.
Yeah,
all right.
We'll see you in a bit.